Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we're diving into something that every army around the world is incredibly excited about, and that's BTS's upcoming comeback with their album ARIRANG scheduled for March 20th, 2026, which is just weeks away now. But we're going to focus specifically on JUNGKOOK and what he's been doing to prepare for this massive comeback, because this isn't just any ordinary comeback. This is the first full group comeback after all the members completed their military service. This is a historic moment for BTS, and the preparation that's going into it is absolutely next level. We're going to explore all the different aspects of how JUNGKOOK is preparing, from the physical training and fitness regimen to the vocal conditioning and dance practice, from the mental and psychological preparation to the professional approach he's taking based on his post-military maturity. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, smash that like, drop a comment telling me how excited you are for ARIRANG, and let's explore everything JUNGKOOK is doing to get ready for this comeback. Let's start by understanding what makes this ARIRANG comeback preparation so significant and different from any previous BTS comeback. When BTS has had comebacks in the past, they were all in the flow of their careers, building momentum from one project to the next with relatively short breaks between releases. But ARIRANG represents something completely different. This is the first comeback after all 7 members completed their mandatory military service, which means it's been a significant period since they performed together as a complete group. For JUNGKOOK specifically, military service represented a break from the intense performance and training schedule he'd maintained since he was a teenager. In the military, he was following a completely different routine focused on discipline, physical training, and military duties rather than vocals, dancing, and music production. So coming back to idle life after that experience requires a deliberate and comprehensive preparation process to get back to peak performance level, and that's exactly what JUNGKOOK has been doing. The physical preparation is perhaps the most visible aspect of what JUNGKOOK has been doing to get ready for ARIRANG. If you've been following his social media or any content he's appeared in recently, you've probably noticed that he's in absolutely incredible physical condition. This isn't accidental or just genetics, this is the result of a very disciplined and intense training regimen that he's been maintaining as part of his comeback preparation. JUNGKOOK has always been fitness-oriented and athletic even before military service, but the approach he's taking now shows a new level of professionalism and strategic thinking about performance preparation. We know from various sources and glimpses into his routine that he's been doing consistent gym workouts focusing on strength training, cardiovascular conditioning, and functional fitness that directly supports the demands of performing on stage. We also know he continues practicing boxing, which he's shown interest in before, and boxing is excellent for developing stamina, coordination, quick reflexes, and explosive power, all of which are valuable for performing complex choreography while singing live. The core strength, flexibility, and overall conditioning that come from this kind of training regimen are essential because BTS performances are incredibly demanding physically, often involving 2 hours or more of continuous dancing, singing, and high-energy performance. But why does physical preparation matter so much for a comeback? Think about what BTS performances actually involve. They're not just standing on stage singing, they're executing extremely complex choreography that requires strength to perform powerful movements, flexibility to achieve full range of motion, stamina to maintain energy throughout lengthy performances, and coordination to stay perfectly synchronized with 6 other members while also singing live. If your physical conditioning isn't at peak level, your performance quality suffers, you fatigue quickly which affects both dance execution and vocal quality, you're at higher risk of injury, and you simply can't deliver the level of performance that fans expect and deserve. JUNGKOOK understands this completely, which is why the physical preparation is such a priority for him. He's not just trying to look good, though being in good physical condition certainly contributes to stage presence and confidence, he's specifically training his body to be a high-performance instrument capable of delivering excellence throughout demanding performances. Vocal preparation is another crucial aspect of what JUNGKOOK has been doing to prepare for ARIRANG. As the main vocalist of BTS, JUNGKOOK carries significant vocal responsibility in the group's music, often handling the most technically challenging parts, hitting the high notes, delivering emotionally impactful moments, and maintaining consistent quality throughout performances. Vocal ability isn't something you can just turn on and off, it requires consistent training and maintenance to keep your voice in peak condition. While we don't have detailed public information about JUNGKOOK's specific vocal training routine for this comeback, we can infer based on industry standards and what professional vocalists do when preparing for major projects. This likely includes daily vocal exercises to maintain and expand his range, working with vocal coaches on technique refinement and stamina building, practicing the specific ARIRANG songs to ensure he has the parts mastered and can deliver them consistently, conditioning his voice to handle the demands of singing while dancing, which requires completely different breath control than singing while stationary, and taking care of his overall vocal health through proper hydration, rest, and avoiding things that strain or damage the voice. The mental and psychological preparation for this comeback is something that JUNGKOOK himself has actually spoken about in his recent Vogue Korea interview from January 2026. In that interview, he mentioned wanting to be more assertive and confident, which suggests he's consciously working on his mindset and approach as he prepares for ARIRANG. This is really interesting because it shows self-awareness and intentional personal development rather than just going through the motions. Military service often has a profound impact on people's psychology and mindset. The discipline, responsibility, leadership experience, and maturity that come from that experience can fundamentally change how someone approaches their work in life. For JUNGKOOK, who entered military service as someone who was already incredibly successful but perhaps still had some self-doubt or tendency to defer to others, coming out with a more assertive and confident mindset represents significant personal growth. This mental preparation aspect is just as important as the physical and technical preparation because performing at the highest level requires not just physical ability but also mental strength, confidence, the ability to handle pressure, and the leadership qualities to contribute fully as a member of the group rather than just following others. Dance preparation is absolutely essential for any BTS comeback, and ARIRANG will be no exception. We know that BTS choreography is notoriously complex, demanding, and requires hours and hours of practice to master and perform at the level of precision and synchronization that the group is known for. For JUNGKOOK, dance preparation likely means daily practice sessions working on the ARIRANG choreography, not just learning the moves but practicing them until they become muscle memory so he can execute them perfectly even while focusing on singing and stage presence. It also means practicing with the other members to ensure perfect synchronization, working on transitions and formations, rehearsing full performances from start to finish to build the stamina and consistency needed for actual shows, and possibly working with choreographers to contribute ideas or refine certain elements. Dance is an area where JUNGKOOK has always excelled. He's not officially designated as the main dancer in BTS, but his dancing abilities are absolutely at a professional level and he's often placed in center positions during choreography because he executes movements with such precision, power, and style. The preparation he's putting into dance for ARIRANG ensures that he'll be ready to deliver the high-quality performance that fans expect. One aspect of preparation that's easy to overlook but incredibly important is the teamwork and group synchronization aspect. BTS isn't a solo act, it's a 7-member group where every member needs to be perfectly coordinated with the others for performances to look and feel cohesive. After the period of military service where the members weren't regularly working together, rebuilding that group chemistry and synchronization requires dedicated effort. This means group rehearsals where all 7 members practice together, relearning how to work as a unit, getting back into the rhythm and flow of group performances, and basically rebuilding the incredible teamwork and coordination that made BTS performances so spectacular in the first place. JUNGKOOK's preparation isn't happening in isolation, it's happening in coordination with the other 6 members, and part of what he's doing is reintegrating into the group dynamic and ensuring he's ready to be a fully contributing member of the team. The professional and strategic approach that JUNGKOOK is taking to this preparation is also worth noting. This isn't just about working hard, it's about working smart and taking a professional athlete's approach to performance preparation. This means having a structured plan and schedule rather than just randomly training whenever you feel like it, working with professionals including trainers, vocal coaches, choreographers, and other experts who can help optimize your preparation, paying attention to recovery and rest because overtraining can actually be counterproductive, monitoring progress and making adjustments based on what's working and what isn't, and taking care of all the supporting factors like nutrition, sleep, stress management, and overall health that contribute to peak performance. The fact that JUNGKOOK is approaching this preparation in such a professional and comprehensive way shows maturity and understanding that delivering excellence requires more than just talent, it requires systematic preparation and professional discipline. There's also the creative and artistic preparation aspect to consider. ARIRANG isn't just about performing songs that someone else wrote and choreography that someone else created. BTS members including Jungkook have significant creative input into their music, and preparing for the comeback likely includes involvement in the creative process. This could mean working on vocal arrangements, contributing ideas for choreography, participating in decisions about styling and visual concepts, and generally being involved in the artistic direction of the comeback rather than just being performers who execute what they're told. This creative engagement is part of what makes BTS special as a group. They're not just performers, they're artists who have genuine creative input and ownership over their work. Let's also talk about the timeline and pacing of this preparation. With ARIRANG scheduled for March 20th, 2026, and considering we're now in early March, Jungkook is in the final intensive preparation phase before the comeback. In the weeks and months leading up to a major comeback, preparation typically intensifies with longer practice hours, more frequent rehearsals, final refinements to choreography and vocal performances, and basically making sure every detail is perfect before the official release and promotional activities begin. This final phase is both exciting and demanding because you're seeing all the preparation come together, but you're also under time pressure to ensure everything is ready. For someone as perfectionist and dedicated as Jungkook, you can bet he's using every available hour to prepare and ensure he's ready to deliver the highest quality performance possible. It's also important to understand how this preparation compares to previous BTS comebacks and what's different this time. In previous comebacks, especially during their most active years, BTS was in a constant cycle of releasing music, promoting, touring, and then starting the cycle again with relatively short breaks. The members were always in performance mode, always maintaining their skills and conditioning because they were using them regularly. But after military service and the break that represented, getting back to that level requires more deliberate preparation because there's been time away from regular performing. What Jungkook is doing now is essentially rebuilding to peak condition after a break, which is different from maintaining peak condition when you're constantly active. It's similar to how professional athletes have off-seasons where they maintain basic fitness but aren't competing, and then have training camps before the season starts where they build back to competitive peak condition. That's essentially what Jungkook is doing now for ARIRANG. The role that his recent solo success plays in his comeback preparation is also interesting to consider. Jungkook had massive success with his solo work including 7 and 3D, which both achieved incredible commercial success and proved his viability as a solo artist beyond just being a BTS member. This success likely gives him confidence and validates his abilities, but it also potentially adds pressure because now there are expectations based on that solo success. Part of his preparation might include mentally reconciling his identity as both a solo artist and a BTS member, understanding how to bring the confidence and skills he developed as a solo artist back into the group context without overshadowing others or disrupting the group dynamic. This is a unique aspect of preparation that comes from the specific circumstances of BTS members having had solo careers during the period when group activities were on pause. So guys, that's a comprehensive look at what Jungkook has been doing to prepare for the ARIRANG comeback. From the physical preparation including intense gym workouts, boxing training, strength and conditioning work, and building the stamina needed for demanding performances, to the vocal preparation including daily exercises, technique refinement, song practice, and voice conditioning for singing while dancing, from the dance preparation including learning choreography, practicing with the group for perfect synchronization, and building performance stamina, to the mental and psychological preparation including developing more assertiveness and confidence, processing the experiences from military service, and approaching the comeback with maturity and professional mindset, from the teamwork aspect of rebuilding group chemistry and coordination after time apart to the creative involvement in the artistic direction of the comeback, from the professional and strategic approach using structured training plans and expert guidance to the timeline of intensifying preparation as the March 20th comeback date approaches. Every aspect shows Jungkook's dedication to delivering excellence and making this ARIRANG comeback as spectacular as possible. This level of comprehensive preparation is what separates good performers from truly exceptional ones, and it's what fans can expect will result in absolutely incredible performances when ARIRANG finally drops. How excited are you for this comeback? What aspect of Jungkook's preparation impresses you the most? Let me know in the comments. And if this breakdown helped you appreciate all the work that goes into preparing for a major comeback, please give this video a huge thumbs up, share it with all your ARMY friends, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any ARIRANG content. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.